China issued some new regulations that ban quote unquote abnormal homosexual relationships or sexual content in general. What are these new regulations? What do they mean? And why are some people crying out censorship? So, new regulations issued by Beijing will prohibit portrayals of homosexuality, prostitution, and drug addiction. The China Netcasting Services Association is targeting what they consider abnormal sexual activity. The rules, which were issued on Friday, demand that online video platforms hire at least 3 professional censors. They were ordered to view entire programs and take down any considered not sticking to the correct political and aesthetic standards according to the latest regulations. Now, a lot of people are saying that this is new censorship from China, already a country that is way
big on censorship.
Way big on censorship.
The internet censorship.
They recently closed down celebrity gossip blogs, so we would be out of business.
Not a lot of Pop Trigger.
Not a lot of Pop Trigger. Not a lot of Pop Trigger tapings happening in China anytime soon, because gossip blogs, etc., cater to the public's vulgar taste.
Accurate though.
Some other sort of online material that was deemed too offensive and too damaging to the national image were things like criticizing revolutionary leaders or portraying the supernatural, such as conjuring spirits. So again, The Conjuring, probably not a big movie in China.
They don't have ghost hunter shows in China? That's a real shame.
Now this is, I mean,
it's one of the best genres of reality television.
It's true. Now Jay and I are being silly, but there are some actual serious repercussions about what's going on here. So those who don't adhere to the new rules face being reported to the police and further investigation. And now one of China's most famous sexologists is speaking out against this on Weibo. They said, first of all, from the perspective of an artist, very few countries in this world set up a censorship system that violates its citizens' freedom to create art. Second, it also violates the rights of sexual minorities to express their sexual preferences. And I think this is a conversation that Jay and I are going to get into about why it is important to have representation for sexual minorities, why that is so important for people just discovering who they are and having acceptance for who they are.
Yep.
Now, in 2016, Freedom House, which promotes democracy and human rights, condemned China as, quote, the worst abuser of internet freedom in the world. That's pretty crazy because I've seen a lot of abuse from the United States too, as far as internet freedom, but it's a different sort of freedom. And then also just to remind you about the climate is in China right now for members of the LGBT community. 50% of people who came out in China, 50% said that they had revealed their sexuality, that they had suffered discrimination as a consequence, and homosexuality in China was only decriminalized in 1997. And just as another reminder, the Chinese government banned all representations of LGBT people on TV in 2016. Whoa. Stating that, quote, no television drama shall show abnormal sexual relationships and behaviors such as incest, same-sex relationships, sexual perversion, sexual assault, sexual abuse, sexual violence, and so on.
Chinese TV is gonna be boring as fuck.
Yeah, no will and grace for Chinese TV.
Nope.
So Jay, let's have a conversation about why representation is so important and why using words like abnormal and perversion in the same sentence as LGBT. It's
not good.
Not good.
Not good.
Not good.
Not good. Not good. Not good. That is it's wrong. That is abnormal to call any kind of sexuality abnormal. It's anything that is not just like heterosexuality. Because we are living in a time when we have to, not just have to accept, but we have, like, society has come pretty much on the whole, I would say, to recognize that sexuality runs on a spectrum, okay? And I think that at this day and age, to keep putting up blocks and to say things like, no, this is wrong, and this is abnormal, this is weird, and don't do that. That is it's regressive, and it is not going to promote, it's exactly like the sexologist said, it's not gonna promote good art, it's not gonna promote openness and honesty in your country, and I think it is going to be ultimately a big detriment to the LGBT community in China.
Absolutely, and furthermore, I actually kind of disagree with it's not going to promote good art. I think that I think that you are going to see artists absolutely revolt against this.
And I think they will, but there's going to be a lot. They're going to get jailed.
Yeah, I mean
that's the big problem.
But when you are something to your core and you're just being told no, don't be you, and there's like I have no other way to be. I don't know how else to be. I think that we're going to see people just really revolt against this, and as a result, like art always comes from a point of struggle, I think, and from conflict. And I think that even though the Chinese government is absolutely censoring artistic expression and they are trying to silence an entire community, I believe so strongly in my LGBT brothers and sisters that this is a challenge that they will take and face head on. But it's heartbreaking that it still has to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's heartbreaking that there are still people.
Right now it has to happen.
Yeah, I mean, so according to a survey from Peking University, less than 15% of homosexuals in China said they had come out to their families. That's really sad. You should be exactly who you are, and you should feel comfortable to feel exactly how you're feeling and to express that to your family so that you guys can really know each other at your core, at your foundation. It's not wrong how you're feeling. There's nothing wrong with who you are. And it bears repeating because I am reminded that even though we live in a West Hollywood bubble, that some people don't have that. And just to hear, if it means anything, just to hear from someone that you are enough, you are worthy, you are okay, what you are feeling, you deserve love, it's okay. You're not wrong, you're not abnormal.
Grace, I admire your passion about this, and I really hope that there are some enterprising Chinese video pirates out there who find a way to get this video past the censors.
Yeah.
You're putting out a good message.
Yeah.
That's the way, you gotta be you. And you shouldn't let the government say, hey, what you're doing is wrong, just because it is abnormal. It's not abnormal.
Right, and I
welcome to the 21st century, where we have to realize that dissenting opinions and saying that sexuality is like something that should be taboo and not discussed and like abnormal. Everything, incest, same-sex relationships, sexual perversion, sexual assault. To say that you can't do that on TV and to now say that that is banned online, it's bad. It's not gonna be. You know what? I was wrong at first when I said that it's not gonna create good art. You're absolutely right. It is gonna create good art because people are gonna find ways to work around this and to fight it, and that's gonna be great because that's what we need.
You can stifle expression, but gay people and the LGBT community, it doesn't just go away. It doesn't just dissipate because you're like, no, you can't do that on TV anymore, and then it's like, oh well, then now I'm straight. That's just not how it works.
Nope.
No one's doing it for TV, but you find community through seeing representations of yourself in a visual medium.
Yep.
And through lyrics and songs as well. I mean, it's art. I just think that this is a really sad story, and I think we should also remember if you don't live in a country, if you live in a country where you don't have censorship like this, then just be grateful because you have that ability to express yourself, right? And we can joke about like, oh, the people some abuse Twitter here in the United States, and yeah, sure, but we are very
just check out the comments below this video.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's going to be a real exercise in freedom of speech.
I actually really love the Pop Trigger comments. I always like kind of loiter around there and talk to people.
I know you do.
But what I would say is just to remember that we are not censored here. We can have freedom of expression, and that is an
amazing.
Awesome,
it's great.
Yeah, it's great, and we should use it in a way that is respectful and that progresses us all forward. And
will you do that? Find out in the comments below this video.
So, we want to hear from you guys in the comment section below. What do you think about this censorship in China? What do you think about the YouTube comment section? Are you afraid of it, or should we all just talk it out and have community down there? Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and we will see you next time on Pop Trigger.